What's going on, motivators? We got another video. We got to talk about a Democrats trying to rig the presidency and finding ways to eliminate the Electoral College. Let's get into this.
There's a potential shift in how America elects its president. The Commonwealth has joined a growing push to award electoral votes based on the national popular vote. ABC 13's Rachel Branding joins us now live from the Lynchburg Registrar's office tonight with a look at what this means for you and your vote.
Pat, with Governor Spanberg.
I wonder why. Why would the Democrats try to get rid of the Electoral College and just go into the popular vote? It didn't have anything to do with Joe Biden letting over 20 million people into the country? America, make those things make sense. The Democrats been trying to rig everything. Whenever they're not in power, they want to increase or change something. We saw what they're trying to do with the Supreme Court if they become in power again. They're going to amp it up to, say, 15 rather than the 9 that we have right now. They're going to pack it. Now they want to get rid of the Electoral College because they lost. But the last election, Trump won both the Electoral College and the popular vote. But Democrats knows the only way they could win is to incentivize things that does not make sense or goes against the Constitution.
Signing, Virginia is now the 18th state, plus Washington, D.C., to join the National Popular Vote Compact. That push is gaining some major momentum, and it's getting closer to a tipping point, but not without serious debate.
But I would like to add on to this. Of those 18 states that just mentioned, they all are Democrats. Only Democrat states are pushing for this. Only Democrat states. And I wonder why. There must be something brewing that we're not aware of right now.
Virginia's entrance into the agreement brings the total electoral votes to 222.
Every state that says yes, that means we're closer to that magic 270 votes that it takes to win the presidency.
The compact would award a state's electoral votes to the candidate who wins the national popular vote, no matter how that candidate performed in the state itself.
Depending upon the state you live in, your vote does count differently.
Right now, Virginia's 13 electoral votes go to the candidate who wins the state. This plan would shift that power to the national stage. Are there any concerns of it diluting Virginia voters?
I think not. I generally think the president should be the person that wins the popular vote. And the framers of the Constitution established the Electoral College, which allocates a certain number of electors to each state. But they didn't put in the Constitution how states should decide how those electors cast their ballots.
Right here is in the Constitution, Article 2. Each state shall appoint in such a manner as the legislature thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the Senate may be entitled in Congress. But no senators or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. It's going even further in everything, showing that the way we elect presidency is from the electors, not the popular vote. Had the framers wanted in there, they would have put popular vote in there. They wanted it to be done from the Electoral College. So what Tim Kaine was talking about, he's completely false, and he knows it too.
Some say the plan could clash with the Constitution.
As long as we have it in the Constitution that there's an electoral college, we really should be following that procedure. I think to try to change it by sort of pretending it doesn't exist is not really the right way to go about it.
I took that to former U.S. Attorney.
And I literally just read it from the Constitution. No way it says popular vote. It says Electoral College. So you got Tim Walz trying to change this thing along with 18 other Democrats state. These people are crazy. They only want to amend things when they're not in power. If they're in power, it's okay. Don't do anything about it. We're good. But let them start losing. They got to find ways to get back in power. We've come with absurd stuff. Democrats are the one ruining the country right now. They're placing rules to open borders so they could let more people come into the United States because they had an ulterior motive. And this plan is to go ahead and rig the presidency by trying to get rid of the Electoral College. So the more people you let in, there'll be more of an attitude towards those people who let them in as far as favors, so they might subsequently vote for Democrat.
Attorney for the Western District, John Fishwick.
How does this work constitutionally?
I think it would be subject to a serious constitutional challenge. I think this National Popular Vote Compact really is inconsistent with the United States Constitution, which says, each state will elect electors according basically to the vote within that state.
That's not how Governor Spanberger billed herself when running for office. She billed herself, and she was billed as a moderate. The other piece of news today is that she has now entered Virginia into the interstate compact to do away with the Electoral College, to make the presidency a national popular vote. Governor Spanberger has proven to be anything but a moderate.
Yeah, it's the greatest example of bait and switch I've ever seen in my life, candidly. And that's why she is the least favorable governor in America right now in one accord. A poll came out last week. She has the lowest popularity or the highest unpopular rating of any governor in Virginia in modern history. And she quite possibly is the most unpopular governor in America right now because listen, when you're elected into public office, what the folks who elect you expect is that you're going to do what you said you were going to do. You're going to make promises and you're going to deliver. And she's done the exact opposite. She promised affordability, and then she worked against affordability by raising electric bills. She promised safe communities, and she turned around and made Virginia a sanctuary state. But of course, the creme de la creme is that she said she had no interest in redistricting, and now she has driven forward literally the most.
We all know Governor Spanberger. She said she was a moderate. She's a far lefty who won't even let ICE come in and take this one 18-year-old who was grabbing young girls in school. They have a very bad mentality.
Create real problems.
I don't think you can have that sort of inconsistency picking a president of the United States.
The compact only goes into effect if it reaches 270 electoral votes, with Virginia now on board. Supporters say momentum is growing, but opponents say that a court challenge could ultimately decide its future. Reporting live.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be challenged. Republicans better challenge this like ASAP. And how it's going to reach 270, it remains to be seen with those states got to be Republicans. But anyway, let me know what you think. All right, motivators, if you enjoyed what you've seen and heard, please like, comment, subscribe, and share a Black Veterans Perspective. Stay motivated.